Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to From the Shed End. If you're new, as always, as I always say, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. We are with 3 subscribers. So throughout this live stream, I need 3 people to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the subscribe button, like the video, leave your thoughts in the comments, all of that good stuff. We've got some transfer talking to do on this glorious Saturday afternoon. Even sweeter that Liverpool lost to AC Milan. Brilliant stuff. But let's get straight into it because there's a lot to get unpicked and involved in the next 45 minutes or so. Also, before we do anything, make sure you check out our mini documentary series on all Chelsea legends at Chelsea Football Club. We're on day 26 today, so I'm sure you can assume, pull your minds together and think about who will be day 26 of our mini documentary series. So make sure you check all of that good stuff out. Before we get into the transfer talk, actually, I want to talk about something else because a couple of people have been sort of WhatsApping me over the last couple of days, messaging me about trying to get tickets for the Chelsea Crystal Palace game. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be super honest with you, Chelsea fans. I spoke about how difficult it was for me 2 seasons on the bounce to get tickets for Chelsea for Stamford Bridge. I did a video about Vivid Seats last season, if you remember, with Todd Bowley and all the rest of it. He was on the board of directors at Vivid Seats, and I said that things will only get worse before they get better in terms of the ticketing system. I think we've got digital e-tickets now at Chelsea this season. We've got 2 tiered memberships at Chelsea, one of them which I think is now £60 for the season. I did say it was going to get worse. I said before it gets better, it will get worse with the ticketing system at Chelsea. Now, according to a lot of people last week, they tried to get tickets. There was 100,000 people plus 110 people in the queue trying to get tickets for Crystal Palace. I mean, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done about that because it's like with anything. If like, of course, if things look like they're running out or it looks like there's hardly any tickets left, it's all about supply and demand. It's all about supply and demand. That's within anything. I'll take you back to a couple of years ago. I used to buy Yeezy trainers all the time and used to be in a queue for Yeezy trainers or even let's talk about PlayStation 5s. PlayStation 5 sold out straight away. With Chelsea tickets, they're exactly the same. Make it look like there's hardly any tickets left. Make it look like there's hundreds of thousands of people trying to get a ticket for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. If you go on Vivid Seats or another reseller website, I'm pretty sure you'll find Chelsea tickets for Crystal Palace on there. It's all about supply and demand. You have to read between the lines. Now, I'm one of these people. I haven't renewed my membership for Chelsea for 3 seasons now. This is the 3rd season coming up that I haven't renewed it, and I have no intentions to. I think until things change, until the fans' views, frustrations are being listened to, things will never change. And it's not just a Chelsea thing. This is Liverpool's the same. I live in Liverpool. I've been here for so many years, and I think it would be even more difficult for me to try and get a Liverpool ticket than it would be for a Chelsea ticket. United are in the same boat. The only team where you can guarantee you're going to get a Premier League ticket potentially is Man City, because they just don't sell out the stadium. But any big club, it's difficult to get tickets as it is. But it seems like Chelsea are going down the road of many other things that are happening in this country at the moment, where it's not about the fans anymore. It's about how much money can we make and how much money can we get out of something. And it's unfortunate because, a lot of Chelsea fans want to go to the stadium. A lot of Chelsea fans, loyal Chelsea fans, want to try and get to games. But when you're being outpriced by, you're 110th thousand in the queue to try and get a Crystal Palace ticket, it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. So I hear people's frustrations, but I can't be surprised. You can't be surprised by that because this has been on the card since last season, the season before that. The old virtual waiting room. If you've ever been in the old virtual waiting room at Chelsea, it's like, what's that film? Is it Minority Reports, where you've got all the screens everywhere? It's a bit like that when you're trying to get a ticket. So I don't think any Chelsea fan cannot be surprised that they're struggling to get tickets for the most. First of all, it's the opening game of the season. But second of all, you just can't be surprised by it. You can't be surprised by it. So let's hope things change. Um, let's hope things change. Let's hope we get off to a good start. That's the main thing. Um, let's break into the transfer talk because there's a lot to get through. There's a lot to get through. I'm going to start with some defensive talk. At the moment, this is being reported on our social accounts from the Shed End. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you do from the Shed End, and then you'll be able to get all the latest news. But this is also coming from Nizar Kinsella. Josh Acheampong is admired by Bournemouth as they seek a new centre half. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know how to feel because I feel like Josh has to stay at the club. He has to stay at the club. He has to stay at the club. I said it before. I think maybe 2 podcasts ago, I said it on one of the live streams last week as well. I feel for someone like Josh Acheampong who will get lost in the loan system if we let him go out to a club like Bournemouth. Alfie Gilchrist, Lewis Hall, prime examples. Tino Livramento, another one. You just never see them again. They just fall into this lone black hole and they never resurface at Stamford Bridge again. And to be honest, how many loans have we ever had that have worked out? Maybe Conor Gallagher, maybe Loftus-Cheek, maybe at Crystal Palace, maybe. But apart from that, there's not been many loans that we've had that the players have come back and have been amazing and they've carried on being amazing for Chelsea. They either get sold or they carry on their loan journey for the next 5 years and then you never see them again. So I worry about him going there. And to be honest, actually, I'm summarizing that this is a loan. This could be a permanent deal. This could be a permanent deal. We have a really good deal, really good relationship with Bournemouth. We've just sold Petrovic there for 25 million. I'm not really sure. And also as well, Josh Acheampong, yes, can play centre back, centre half, but predominantly, I don't know if he would be. I think he's better as a right back. So. And Bournemouth need defenders. They've lost a lot of players. Obviously, they've lost the left side in Kirkes, who was brilliant for them. They obviously Kepa's moved on now. He's at Arsenal, but they brought in Petrovic for that reason. But losing Josh Acheampong for me would be a mistake. Would be an absolute. This is up there with the Fekir Tomores and all of those sort of players that we've lost. As I said, Livramento, Lewis Hall. Some players just don't need to go out on loan. They just don't need to go out on loan. You have to question, can Malo Gusto? Yes, he played well in the Club World Cup, but can he bring that form into the Premier League season? If he can't, I'm looking at Josh to give respite to Reece James. What do we do if Reece James gets a big injury again? Who do we play there then? This is why I think letting him go, even on a loan, would be stupid. It would be absolutely stupid to let him go because he's got potential. He's got bags of potential. You could see that in the Conference League games. He was just very cool, very calm, relaxed on the ball, strong on the ball, can drive forward with the ball, attracts fouls. He's a very good player. He's a very, very good player. And like I said, he can play centre half, but even as a right back, you would think the club would want to keep him. The club would want to keep him because it just doesn't make any sense. And it's worrying because, of course, we know what this club's like. They're all about player sales, wanting to make sure that they get the best for their players. Pure profit, as we know. I just don't know. I just don't know how that's going to go down. I just don't know how that goes down. It would worry me if we lose him. It would worry me losing because I think, is Gusto good enough? That's the biggest question I've got. Is Malo Gusto good enough to be the backup for us at right back? I don't think he is. He showed signs of what he can do under Pochettino and maybe Graham Potter, I think, but he's not been good enough. Yes, he had a really good Club World Cup, but so what? we need someone that's going to be able to do that consistently. I worry about Reece James. I think for me, Reece James, this is a make or break season for Reece James. This is a make or break season for Reece James. I think On his day, we know that Reece James is one of the best, if not the best, right back in the world. But if he doesn't stay 70, maybe 80% fit next season or this season coming up, there's a question, does he even start the games for us? Be worried to let Josh Acheampong go because I think he needs to learn off someone. And I think he has an opportunity. And this is my frustration at Chelsea. We can buy talent, but we've got so much talent in our academy. We have so much talent in the academy. And of course, what we do is we build them up, we bring them into the first team and they move on and then they become brilliant players. Some of them go on to even achieve things at other clubs. So for me, I'd love to see Josh stay. I think he deserves to stay at the club. I think he would come in to this season and he would get games. The cup competitions, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, some Champions League games if he's registered as part of the squad. I think he gets games. I think he'd. Last season, I think I would have had Acheampong above Gusto. It's only because Gusto redeemed himself at the Club World Cup why people are saying that Gusto has a future at Chelsea. But before that, he wasn't doing much. Even in the Conference League, if you remember the Conference League, the final and the semi-final, he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough. So I do worry if we let Acheampong go. What does that mean for us at right back? This club stresses me out. This is the summer. This is the summer period where I'm meant to be relaxed off the back of a Club World Cup. And the club is still trying to stress me out. It's not good. It is not good at all. But as I said, make sure you subscribe. If you're not, make sure we're 3 subscribers away from 1,000. So if we can get the 1,000 on this live stream, you'd make my Saturday, that's already been an amazing Saturday, even better. Yeah, you'd make it so much better. If we can get the 1,000, then we get the 1,000. We get it on this live stream. That'd be brilliant. Let's move on. Let's move on because we've got more. We've got more to talk about. This one, same old, same old. One thing with Fabrizio. This is what I don't like about Fabrizio Romano. I'm sorry that I've got to report on this again because this is exactly the same information that we got last week. Fabrizio Romano is telling us now that it understands that Chelsea and RB Leipzig are now in advanced talks for Xavi Simons. Negotiations club to club progressing well. Still work to do, but heading in a positive direction. Xavi keen on Chelsea project with personal terms talks also advanced. A very wordy tweet via probably Chat GPT from Fabrizio Romano. But look, I mean, we spoke about Chavy Simons the other day. He is a very good player. His numbers are very, very good, especially when he's at PSV, as we went through the other day. He's someone I think will definitely elevate us. He will elevate us. And like I said the other day, he can play numerous roles in the attacking areas of the pitch. I think, as I said, I would prefer to see Cole Palmer on the right-hand side of the attacking midfielders, maybe with Xavi Simons down the middle in the 10 role. And I think if we had him, we've got Gittins on the left, Tariq George, Pedro Neto can also play there as well. So we have options on the wider areas. But I think if we can get Xavi Simons over the line, I mean, yeah, I mean, look, obviously we're kind of stockpiling in certain areas of the pitch, but I think if we bring him in, then I would expect a lot of players or some players to go. We still have Sterling that needs to go. João Felix looks like he's going to Benfica. There's still talk about Christopher Nkunku heading to potentially Germany or somewhere else. So, yeah, we just have to see what happens in that one. I personally think that this deal will happen. Personal terms, I don't think will be a problem. I think it's easier said than done that the terms will get done with the player. I think RB Leipzig have now resigned to the fact that he wants to go. So, yeah, I can't see this being a problem at all. I think it will get done. Big question though. Do you think this deal will impact Cole Palmer? And how will it impact Cole Palmer? Because you would have to think with Cole Palmer that eventually he might want to move on. Cole Palmer might want to move on. And I say that not in a I'm not trying to joke around or run any banter, but I think Cole Palmer might want to move on. The reason I say that is because if we don't win something significant alongside the Club World Cup, if we miss out on top four next season, I think there's gonna. This is what worries me. I'm already thinking about the back end of this season coming up. If we don't win the Champions League, if we don't win the Premier League, if we're not competing in the Premier League, or we don't go far in the Champions League, and we don't win the domestic cup this season, I look around, I see the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Marco Correa. Let's add him to that list. I see those four potentially being suitors for a lot of clubs. Cole Palmer especially. If Cole Palmer has a season that he had under Pochettino, I think he'll be in line for a lot of clubs. Because he's a genius. He's a genius. He's young. He's talented, on and off the ball, intelligent. So maybe the club are thinking, my other theory is this as well. Because we have spent a lot of money. We have sold a lot of players. We are currently complying with the PSR. But I do think there's something that's going on behind closed doors at Chelsea Football Club. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get a transfer ban. We've already, I think, broken the UEFA ruling where we've had to pay a hefty fine. But if we do end up with a transfer ban, I think this is why we're stockpiling certain players. That was my thought process this morning, was that's why we're buying Jamie Gittins. That's why we want Xavi Simons. That's why we've got Neto. That's why we got the João Pedro through the door this season. We still have Nicholas Jackson and Mark Gui on the books as well. This is why I think. Now, I said the other day, quality in depth. I think that's still a true statement. I think we need the quality in depth. But I do think if we get a transfer ban, I think we're in a good position. My worry is that if we lose players at the end of next season, I might have to come back to that statement and reassess it. But so far, so good. Chavy Simons, I think will get done. I reckon it gets done by the end of next week. I think he's a Chelsea player by the end of next week. I think we still know about João Pedro as well. I think both of those, they're calling it double Dutch. I'm going to stick with that as well. I think they both come to Chelsea Football Club by the end of next week. We've got 2 pre-season games coming up. You would like to think that Enzo Maresca wants all of his players in before those games or even during that period. We then have the big game coming up against Crystal Palace, the opening game that Sunday, where we're going to be facing our first Premier League game of the season. So we need to obviously let the players have the break now, but we need to come back against Leverkusen and AC Milan, who looked very, very good today against Liverpool. We need to come strong and make sure that we're ready for them. Next transfer news. This one I'm excited about, I'll be honest. This one, when I woke up this morning, and it's flashed up on my screen, I had to sit down. Chelsea are in talks. They've inquired about Donnarumma. Now, the reason we're doing this is because, as it says here on the screen, that Chelsea are interested because the talks between PSG and Donnarumma have effectively stalled. Now, Donnarumma's contract runs out, I think, in the end of the next season, so 2026. He has not signed a new deal with PSG. Talks have stalled. If we get this deal done, we got to win the Premier League. I'm saying it now. I'm going to say it now. We have to win the Premier League. We have to win the Premier League. Maybe that's a bold statement. Maybe I'm on cloud 9. It's a Saturday, the sun's shining. But I think we have to win. If we get Donnarumma, João Pedro's there, we've got Cole Palmer, Xavi Simons, Jamie Gittins, Reece James at right back, Marco Correa, Enzo, Moises Caicedo, Lavia. That's a Premier League winning team. I don't even want to hear top 4 talk. Donnarumma. tell you what's interesting, because we all thought after the Club World Cup stuff with Mike Maignan, we thought that was it. We were going to be left with Sanchez. Now, the reason I think there's some legs to this story, we've let Petrovic go. Now, Petrovic was clearly a really good goalkeeper for Strasbourg last season. He wanted the assurances that he was going to be number one at Chelsea. We couldn't give him that before the Club World Cup. Talks didn't go well with club and player. Player wanted out. We sold him to Bournemouth, 25 million. Mike Penders has gone to Strasbourg on loan. We kind of knew last season that Maresca was not 1000% keen on Robert Sanchez. If you remember, there was that switch throughout the season. He was asked a lot of times in his press conferences, who is your number one? Do you trust Robert Sanchez? Is he distributing the ball as effectively as you'd want him to? All those questions were being asked to Maresca. He done well to answer those questions. But if you remember, at one point in that season, Sanchez had a howler of a game. He was dropped for the next game. Jurgensen came in for, I think, 2 games, and then Sanchez reappeared. I think there's truth to this story. We won't be the only ones. We won't be the only ones. The good thing is, Man City have already signed, I think, they've got the guy from the Burnley goalkeeper, Trafford. I think they brought Trafford in. James Trafford. They've got him. Mamardashvili, Alisson are at Liverpool. United look like they're sticking with Onana, although they are interested in Donnarumma as well. But there's going to be clubs across Europe that will want Donnarumma. Donnarumma, when I talk about goalkeepers, and I talk about world-class goalkeepers, because there's not many. When I think to goalkeepers, and I think, how many goalkeepers can we honestly sit down and say are world-class goalkeepers? Oh, not off the back of the cereal box, mate. No. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But there's not many world-class goalkeepers. There's not many world-class goalkeepers out there. There's a handful of world-class goalkeepers. Donnarumma's in that category. He's in that category. Now, if he becomes available and we don't even attempt to get this goalkeeper through the door, then I'm starting to look at the sporting directors, because the sporting directors, their job is to bring in the talent that we need to succeed at this football club. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. If he's not willing to sign a contract, that tells me that he wants out of PSG. He wants a new challenge. He wants something different. We have to go and get him. It's as simple as that. If he's available, let's go and test the waters. Let's go and see what he wants in terms of his wages and all the rest of it. Because for me personally, Donnarumma's up there with some of the best goalkeepers currently in world football. You only have to think back to his heroics in the Champions League. When you watch him for PSG in the league as well, he's one of the best goalkeepers. We would be stupid. We would be stupid not to try and get this goalkeeper at Chelsea. And let's be honest, it doesn't even affect the goalkeepers that we currently have at the football club. Sanchez, Jurgensen are both going to be at the club, I think. Even if we get another goalkeeper, they're still potentially going to be at the club. Maybe you loan out Jurgensen. Maybe. But Donnarumma is exceptional. Exceptional. And the fact that he's unwilling to get round the table and talk with PSG as it stands at the moment tells me he wants to move away. This is the biggest news to come out the weekend so far. And Chelsea fans, let me know in the chat if you think I'm being crazy, but I think we need to try and get him. I think if Donnarumma's available, he should be our top of our next list. Get the Chavy Simons deal done. Get Joel Heto over the line. And let's go and focus on a goalkeeper. Because every single Chelsea fan I speak to with a bit of sanity and common sense tells me that we need a goalkeeper. There's not many good goalkeepers around. And the goalkeepers that are good, you look at Edison, you look at Alisson, Mamardashvili, as I said, they're already signed to clubs. They're already signed to clubs. We need a goalkeeper that is going to be solid in between the sticks. I mean, Donnarumma ticks every single box. I don't even need to list out what he can and can't do. If you know football, you know he's one of the best goalkeepers. We've got to get that deal done. We have to get the deal done. Get the deal done, get it done, get it done. I don't care what it takes. What's that meme with Rio where he slaps the paper on the table, get him to sign a contract? All of that. We've got to get it done. We have to get that Donnarumma deal done. I don't care what any other club wants. Let's match it. Let's offer more. There's one area. If you want to win a Premier League or a Champions League, you have to have a solid, world-class goalkeeper. You can compensate for your defense not here and there. You can compensate for your midfield here and there. Liverpool did not have the best midfield last season. But what they did have is a solid goalkeeper, a solid centre-back, and someone up front that can bag goals. Your goalkeeper is just as important, if not more important, than your attackers. If you don't have a confident goalkeeper, you're not winning anything. You have to have the goalkeeper. You have to have it. There's no point us building around a squad and then we have Sanchez in goal. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It's like having a Lamborghini, but then you put a Ford Fiesta engine in it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You have to make sure that your spine of your team is solid. And that starts with the goalkeeper. Well, it starts with the manager. You've got to have a confident manager, a very good manager. Then you look at the squad. Then you look at the goalkeeper. Is a goalkeeper good enough? If he's not, you've got to go and get a world-class goalkeeper. You have to get a goalkeeper that's solid. We know that Sanchez isn't the best. Has he improved 100%? But is he going to get us? Is he going to make sure that we win the Premier League? Is he going to pull off the saves that Donnarumma can save? And those are the fine margins in football. Those games when it's 1-0 and you're 80 minutes into it and you need your goalkeeper to step up and be brave, be big, make that amazing save. Are you trusting Sanchez to do that? Or Jurgensen to do that? Or would you prefer Donnarumma in goal? Because I know which one I'm picking. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolutely no-brainer. So we have to sign Don. For me, if he's available, if he's willing to talk to us, we should be all over it. We should be all over it. 100%. Don't forget, guys, we need to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this stream. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I think we're 3 subscribers away from 1,000. So make sure if you're in the chat, the live stream, whatever you're doing, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Leave your thoughts as well in the comments. Some good news, I suppose, for Fulham. I was going to say for Chelsea, but for Fulham as well. It's been reported by Ben Jacobs. Definitely not from the back of a cereal box, as someone said in the chat. But this is all about Keenan Dewsbury-Hall, who looks set to be leaving. Fulham have made a formal approach to sign Keenan Dewsbury-Hall from Chelsea. It follows an inquiry from West Ham earlier in the window. Chelsea value Dewsbury-Hall as a squad player, not a name they are actively looking to sell, but as an exit is possible at the right price. We'd need more than 30 million. This is where I get frustrated with Chelsea a little bit, because Chelsea do really good business. We know that. I don't think you're going to get 30 million for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall. Let's just be realistic. You're not going to get that. Renato Vega was due to go to Atletico Madrid. That now looks like it's not going to happen. We valued him at 40 million. They literally must have walked away from the table and thought we were smoking crack, because you're not going to get 30 million for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall. And I get that you don't want to make a loss on any player or anything like that, but you have to be realistic. Has Keenan Dewsbury-Hall been amazing for us this season? He's been okay. He's been average. He's a player that suits Fulham. He suits Fulham. I think that's his level. I think Everton should come in for him. I think that's kind of not even a disrespect to Everton or to Fulham, but I feel like that's the kind of player that the club he would thrive under. I think he's big fish was a big fish in a little pond when he was at Leicester. Now he's come to the big boy table and he just can't really hack it. He's not going to walk into that team. So, and I'd read between the lines there because it says that Chelsea aren't actively looking to sell, but the follow up with, but yeah, the exit's possible at the right price. So I think, yeah, they're not actively going to push him out the door, but there's going to be people that want Keenan Dewsbury-Hall this season. You know, West Ham are interested still. Fulham now want him. There'll probably be clubs abroad that will look at him as well. Keenan Dewsbury-Hall's a good player. He's a good player. I think the problem is he was brought in as the Maresca player. He was brought in as the Maresca player, the player that Maresca probably wanted a familiar face around the club. He wanted someone that he knows. And let's be honest, he's done well. He done well at the he done well in the Conference League. He's done well at times in the Premier League for us as well. So I don't think, I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm not saying he's awful for us. I think he's a good player. I just think now that we're stepping things up next season, as I said, I think I want us to try and at least compete, if not win the Premier League. I want us to go far in the Champions League. I want us to go and try and win the League Cup or the FA Cup. Does Keenan Dewsbury-Hall get into that mix of conversation about players that are going to help us do that? We've got to be honest. We've got to be honest. We have to be honest. Guys, we're one subscriber. We're on 999 subscribers. I will sit here in silence till midnight until we get that one subscriber. Keenan Dewsbury-Hall, I don't know. I'm not sure about him. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's going to make the squad for us next season. We have so many players that have come in. We've got players that are still due to come in. Players that we're sending out on loan that hopefully come back the following season. I think this is a time where Chelsea have to seriously consider about, do they cash in on him? The likes of Axel Disasi, who I think has been linked with a lot of clubs. There's talk about, I think, a 30 million price tag for him. I think Benoit Badiashile potentially will be in that shop window. So we have to be realistic. They're not going to get in the team this season. Keenan Dewsbury-Hall's on that list. Ben Chilwell is on that list. I'm confident. I'm confident for this season if we can get some of these outgoings done, if we can get the players that we need to come in, and there's not many left now. I think, I still think, obviously, if we can get that Jarrell Hatto deal done, Xavi Simons deal done. But that Donnarumma talk today, honestly, is through me. It's absolutely through me. If we get Donnarumma, then yeah, I think we have to be challenging. There's no ifs or buts about it. We have to be challenging. We have to be challenging for the league next season. I just want to quickly say as well, we've hit the 1,000. We've hit the 1,000 subscribers. So I appreciate everyone that is subscribed to this channel. It's a massive milestone for the channel. It's something that I think even, you know, we've been working hard at this for over 2.5 years now. So appreciate everyone that is just tuned in all the time, watching the videos, all of that stuff. It's appreciated 100%. Adding to the glorious day, as I keep saying, the sun is shining. It's been a brilliant Saturday for me already. So adding to that is brilliant. So I appreciate everyone. We've hit 1,000 subscribers. It's a massive milestone for this channel. I want to know what you guys think in the chat about our thoughts and what we should be aiming for next season. Because when I speak to Chelsea fans, they tell me that I'm going mad, that we shouldn't be aiming for the Premier League, that we should just be competing for the top four. But isn't that what we were doing last season? Last season, we were trying to get top four. We got it. That's a sidestep, surely. If we're going for, if we're serious, bearing in mind we're Chelsea Football Club. This is Chelsea Football Club. Champions League winners, Club World Cup winners, back-to-back Premier Leagues, 15 goals conceded all season. The centre-back that we have still holds the records for the most goals as a centre-back, as a defender. Petr Cech, Diego Costa, Eden Hazard, Gianfranco's. This is Chelsea Football Club. We should be aiming for the top. Another top four that's not progress. Progress to me now, we've done that last season. We got the European trophy that was available to us. We went and got the Club World Cup. We got the top four. We have to be in the mix. We need to win the Premier League. We have to win the Premier League. We can't be scared of Liverpool. Yeah, they won the league. Great. It's perfect. They won it. But we have to be competing with them. and Man City. We can't be scared of them. Yes, we've got a young squad, but look what the young squad done in the summer in the Club World Cup against where Real Madrid were there, Man City were there, PSG were there, Benfica were there, Dortmund were there, Flamengo, Fluminense. There were teams there that were better than us at the Club World Cup, and we still went on to win the whole thing. We have to put our standards back at the top. We can't be sitting there saying that we're one of the best teams or we're a top club, and then we're worried to go and we're scared to say that we can win the Premier League. That doesn't make any sense. We should be the team, rightfully so, as we did last season up until December, that pushes anyone that's around us for the Premier League. Maresca has to trust in these players next season. Because this is the massive season. This is just as big of a season to Maresca than it is to the players. Maresca will be judged more so now this season coming up than he was last season. Last season, he got a bit of a pass through because a lot of things had happened over that season. You're in your first season. The objectives weren't even that great to achieve. Top 4, the Conference League, which were the outright winners from the very start to win. And he's proven what he's probably done to himself is actually set his own bar higher than it needed to be, because he's actually gone and won the Club World Cup. No one, including myself, never had us winning that. So Maresca will be judged a lot more this season on his tactics, on his approach to games, in-game management, how he deals with the players. All of that is because these owners have shown already numerous times already in their 4 years that they've been here, they are not scared to sack managers. And I don't mean in a Roman Abramovich way. I mean, they're just very sporadic. They're just very sporadic. No one thought that Pochettino was going to go and leave and walk away the way that he did. So Maresca, this is a big season for Maresca. And if I was Maresca, I'd be screaming for a goalkeeper. I'll be screaming for a left back, which we look like we're going to get with Hato. But the goalkeeper for me, I keep saying it. I love Sanchez because he's improved and I think he can do a job for us. But is he number one? I don't think so. And now I'm hearing talk about Donnarumma not signing a deal with PSG. Yeah, it has to be him. It has to be him. It has to be him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. We are going to be live streaming throughout the whole of this month. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Like I said, we've hit 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate that 100%. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget the Linktree link is also in the description. Our mini documentary series is always out as well. Day 26 is going to be about John Terry. Make sure you tune into that one. Gianfranco Zola was yesterday, the little Italian magician. Whoever remembers his goal against, I think was it Norwich or Arsenal? The flick, what a goal. Make sure you check that out. Don't forget, subscribe. Make sure we stay on the 1,000. Let's increase it now. Let's go for 1,500. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be back soon.